Warning, this podcast may contain spoilers as well as coarse language, so you've been warned. Enjoy!
Hey everyone, welcome to the Our Anime Podcast. Today we're talking about the worst season of all time, Spring 2017. Guys, don't you just love the season?
Worst season ever. Worst season since winter 2017.
Oh, it's all downhill from here. So the crew for today, we got, well, me, Random Dude Man, 12. So exciting. We got Mozilla Fennekin.
Hey, I have allergies, so if I sound weird at any point, sorry. Also, doo-doo-doo.
With allergies. We got Kavrik.
Hey, another Cav here.
Okay, Cav. And our guest today is Dr. J. Wilson.
Hello.
Thanks for coming. Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. We're so excited to hear you talk about how you hate the season so much. Yeah, so let's start. First show that I want to talk about, something a little bit popular on the sub. Akashic Records, or the full name is something long that I can't actually pronounce, and I'm not going to try pronounce.
Just your generic light novel name.
Yeah, it's.
I know that the English name has the word bastard in it.
Oh.
A bastard instructor of Akashic Records, Akashic Records of
Yeah,
Bastard
something like
Instructor. Bastard Magic Instructor. Wow, this is a long fucking name.
Classic light novel.
Really getting the hard hitters out of the way first.
Yeah, so pretty much Magic Bal Harem. Well, Harem is yet to be confirmed, but there are like 3 girls on the Mal cover page, so, or 4. So, pretty sure it's a harem.
And you can tell exactly how they're like based on the color of their hair, which is crazy.
Oh yeah, totally. Like, this is a main character, this is a main character, this is a main character. Even when they show like the classroom, you can just tell who's the main characters.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And these girls wear the greatest uniforms ever designed.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, they're 10 out of 10. First episode, he got the straps and like it like did the suspender thing where he went onto her like belly, and it rippled. And I was like, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
It's too lewd. Too
They know exactly what they're doing with this.
Like, why?
Well, if I can defend this a little bit, like I saw those uniforms and I'm just like, okay, this is obviously going to be trash with uniforms like that. But is it going to be like just the worst kind of trash imaginable, or is it going to be like kind of a self-aware trash? Because this is really excessive, and I think Akashic Records actually is pretty self-aware of that. Like, the first episode went down all of these different tropes that you see with this type of show where, guy walks into the girl while she's changing, accidentally runs into her and then gets, like, blown out by magic, and et cetera, et cetera. But it actually twists these things around to make some sort of weird comedy, almost like a parody out of it. So that's kind of fun. The main character is, like, super witty and doesn't really give a fuck about anything.
I see. I'm not watching the show, and I see people praising it. Like, I'm having a lot of fun not watching generic battle harems. So yeah, why do people like it? Actually, I want to.
Actually, the interesting point is that this is probably like the most positively received magic battle harem show since
Mahoka
Night.
Honestly, it's probably because we had a season where we didn't have any and people missed it.
Oh, I see.
Now it's
true.
back, and now they're like,
guilty
"Oh,
pleasure."
You're back finally." I think one other thing people like though is the main character. He's such a lazy like asshole.
No,
And
okay.
I think they enjoy that. People enjoy their asshole characters in shows.
Oh, I saw him being compared to main character from Trinity 7. So I guess that's it.
Maybe I've never watched Trinity 7, so I can't comment. But he is an asshole. I can say that.
Someone on the subreddit actually brought up kind of like I guess like an analysis almost, where like the trope of like the socially awkward kind of can't really deal with women character is being replaced by kind of a character who's almost out of the reach of the like love interest in the show. Kind of like the older kind of character, kind of like
Oh yeah, I saw that.
yeah, like the guy, the teacher in Demi-chan. where like he has a quote unquote kind of like harem, but he's like older than them, so like it's okay. I kind of get the same vibe.
Yeah, that's another thing that makes this character interesting, because he's not a teenager. This is an actual adult.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it a little bit more worse, TBH. Like, there's that one scene where, like... Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about spoilers, by the way. There's that one scene where, like, the girl was about to get raped or something, and he was like, oh, okay. Like, he walked in and he was just like, oh, I'm not supposed to... Have fun, man. Like, I don't know. You can make for some a little bit more awkward situations. And there's actually people on the sub, though, who don't like that sort of that romance, though, like that teacher like student relationship or puppy love.
It's weird.
I mean, he's not to defend him a little. He's not that much older, I don't think. I mean, he's in like maybe his early 20s at oldest, I think. I'm not actually sure if they've explained this.
Yeah, I think he's around that age too, but I think it still falls into that awkward situation, especially because they kind of allude to the fact that that silver hair girl is this other silver hair, or is related to this other silver hair girl that he sees in his visions. I mean, it's pretty hard not to notice that, considering like no one else has silver hair in this anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wonder, characters who have the same hair color, are they by chance related? So, I'm kind of worried they're going to go down that route. I've actually read the manga for this. It's still pretty like as a manga. I think as a show, I guess it works better, maybe. Mostly for the action and stuff, but it's still like light novel. I don't know. I feel I'm kind of like on the fence about it. I still think it's like worth watching, but nothing to like go crazy over, like a popcorn sort of show. Guilty pleasure.
I agree. Like during the latest discussion threads, I actually didn't watch the show when it started airing, but I read maybe like the episode 2 and 3 discussion threads, and there's people saying like, oh, I can't believe people dropped this, episode 1 was kind of bad, but it just keeps getting better and better. And like, to be honest, like I don't really see it. Like it is like pretty good action, but I don't know, like there's just like some like heavy-handed exposition at times. Like they do that duel with each other where they have to shoot like the lightning bolt thing. And there's this character, this is like a random extra like classmate who like explains, oh, if you didn't know what a duel was, here's all the rules and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. But I do think that the magic system is really cool.
I do appreciate that they explain the magic of this anime. That's something you don't see enough, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of shows will just say, this is magic, here's how people use it. And then that leads the author to allow them to just put in whatever bullshit they want and just justify it by saying it's magic. At least they've established rules in this, which I can appreciate. Similar to like Full Metal Alchemist, where they established rules for their alchemy. So then whenever you saw something, you knew if it was bullshit or not. And no character became like super overpowered. But then again, actually, no, I think it can happen with this one, because they mention like original magic, where he has like, he made his own spell to nullify every other spell. I'm just thinking, oh geez. Oh man. It's gonna go that route, isn't it? There's gonna be one guy who's gonna have like his original spells counter the guy's other spells so that he can't use magic and it bypasses his thing. I don't know. It'll be really BS. I can just see it coming. That's what worries me. Final thing I want to say about this, I think it's going to have some great dojins. Just putting that out there.
Just based off of the uniform alone.
Yeah, the uniform alone. They have the shortest skirt ever. Their midriffs exposed. Like, they're going to go all over that, man. It's going to be disgusting. If you cared about the purity of any of these girls, you need to abandon all hope now.
I honestly don't think any of these girls are that hot, though. Like the older, Glenn Sensei, the older chick, she's pretty hot. I mean, all the school girls, though, I don't like them.
Fair enough.
Unfortunately, this show is popular, so we're going to get a variety for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Does anyone else want to say anything about this show?
Well, just personally, I'm kind of like the inverse of the common opinion, maybe. Because a lot of people said the first episode was really bad and then it picked up. I completely disagree. I thought the first episode was excellent. It was hilarious, and then it just dropped off for me because it stopped being so funny. It's like the first episode to me said it was just parodying everything that it was representing. Kind of like Konosuba, in a way, how it parodied the isekai genre. But then episode 2 comes around, it's just, oh, it's just the light novel.
Yeah, I can get that.
I haven't seen episode 3, though.
Yeah, it's kind of what you keep expecting, actually. Nothing really surprises you.
Fantastic.
Okay, so let's move on to the next show we'll talk about, Eromanga-sensei, written by the same author as Orihimo, and once again, it proves that anime is filled with pedophiles. It is depressing.
Yeah. So essentially, what Eromanga-sensei is basically Orihimo version 2, for me at least. It's like the author saw that people hate Kirina, and he replaced it with Sagiri, who is kinda better than Kirina, but at the same time she's still a bitch. And yeah, so it's actually so far your run-of-the-mill adaptation with some pretty girls, with Masuoka as the main character, and wannabe Megumi, who apparently likes what she shouldn't like. So yeah, it's kind of controversial and it's not very good, but I can see it being decent enough and fun to stick around till the very end. What do you think about it?
I kind of feel the same way. Like I felt that way about Masamune-kun from last season. Like I thought that it was not a good show, but it just like I don't know what it was. It just had this like just enough for me to keep watching episode after episode. I think the same thing's gonna happen with Eromanga-sensei.
Okay, Mozilla, your thoughts on it?
I watched one episode. I thought nothing about it was interesting or funny at all, and so I dropped it. Fortunately, Digibro, our Lord and Savior, everyone's favorite YouTuber, is doing a podcast about every episode, so I don't have to watch it, and I'll still have very juicy opinions about it.
Wait. He's actually doing a podcast episode on every episode.
He's doing like an hour-long discussion with Best Guy Ever about every single episode.
God damn it.
Basically just to shit on it as it's airing.
Oh man, that is some hate, man. I kind of feel bad. Like, geez, man, all I wanted to do was just like be a show about like little girls.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't expect to get that far with this, and he didn't expect the episodes to be that long. But that aside, Eromanga-sensei doesn't have good characters, in my opinion, and it doesn't have a good concept either. Like, the concept is just that the main character is a light novel author, and some mysterious person is the light novel illustrator, and guess what? It's his sister who's been holed up in her room.
Can we like talk about that? The fact that he's a fucking light novel author, he's in like high school. This is a testament to how shitty light novels are. They're written by fucking high schoolers.
Yeah, that explains
that bad.
Thank you, Eromanga-sensei. You cracked the code.
Oh my god, they actually make reference to that because like then they introduce another girl who like is as old as the little sister or something, and she writes.
She's 14.
She's apparently a famous light novel writer, and she fucking sucks at writing with grammar and words. She uses They even mention that she uses simplistic words in order to convey the points across.
Because she knows her audience.
So it's like Twilight.
Yeah, basically. Oh my god, I was just going like, no. You're what's wrong with the industry. You can't just make fun of it. It's crazy too because like the author's making fun of it, but the author's just as bad when it comes to it. So it's like, what are you doing? You're shitting on yourself.
So it's like self-deprecation in form of self-parody.
How did this get popular when Girlish Number didn't?
Girlish Number? I don't know. We'll never understand. People hate Watari. Just letting you know, like hate him. They see that the fact that he wrote out Origairu and they're like, nope, Never touching that again. Fuck Rory.
And you're the first one to hate on him.
Not wrong. Oh god. I don't know. I'm kind of like, again, I'm a source fag on this as well. I read the manga, not the light novel, because fuck reading light novels.
Did you read the Eromanga?
Damn it. You got me there.
Dude.
Yeah, it continues to be more of the same. I think I got up to the point where they introduced another girl who's on the Mal cover page, and that's about it. The one thing I will say for the series is I really did enjoy reading that, like, I love dicks thing that the middle school girl said.
Also, like, the thing about that is I think they just add in scenes like that almost as, like, shock value to, like, kind of goad you into watching. Like, because they have that in the latest episode. They've got a naked 14-year-old girl playing the piano.
That is scary.
Like,
That
why?
is bad.
How far will they go? Find out next week.
Oh, by the way, she bought a mansion by herself with her light novel funds.
Yeah, fuck that. You can't just say that. Actually, speaking about those shocking moments, what sucks is that as soon as the episode goes up, almost like 5 hours later, someone will post that exact scene onto our anime, and then it'll get like upvoted to the top, and it'll encourage more people to join in on this trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll get spoiled on that moment. Like, when I watched that episode with sucking dicks, I wasn't aware of that scene existing. And it kind of blew me away because what the fuck was I watching anyway?
Yeah, it's surprising, but then people go and like ruin it, and then it's like you get people asking, "Oh, what anime is this? I want to watch it," and then they watch it and they realize it's crap, and it's like, what was the point of that?
For me, it did the opposite effect. It didn't attract. It made me thankful that I actually dropped the show, because usually when I drop an episode, if I drop an anime after one episode, sometimes I feel bad about it. Like I second guess it. Like, maybe it's a little too harsh. Maybe I should try a second episode. But then I saw that post and I'm like, yeah, I made the right choice. I'm not watching that.
Oh yeah, let's move on from this because fuck it. Kiss Note, as I like to call it, or Love Tyrant, as the English name likes to call it. What are your thoughts on that?
I have watched 3 episodes, and to be honest, it wasn't very good, at least to my taste. Like, it's a pretty dumb comedy, but it wasn't very funny. And when it tried to be more serious, it failed to engage emotionally for me. So it's like, for me, it's a bad mashup of D-Frag and Yamada-kun and Seven Witches. Something like that.
Moselle, you were about to say something?
Actually, I want to go last on this one.
Oh, okay. Wilson, have you seen it?
I have not seen it. Comedy for me is kind of pretty subjective. So if I see a comedy that everyone likes, I kind of like read what they like about it, and then I decide to pass on this one.
Okay. So again, I've read the manga on this. Like, this is the problem. All these shows nowadays, I've seen them before, and it's just like, oh my god. Like, this is what happens when you just read like the most interesting, or like the top read manga on Bototo for like a day, and then you just like pick up the series for like 3 chapters, and then you drop it after realizing how shit it was. And that's me with this. Actually, I dropped it, but I still read it. To me, it's a very I'm okay with watching it, mostly because I haven't really seen a lol so random XD show for a while, so kind of want to just like see it for a bit.
So like, kind of turn off your brain and see the stuff happening.
Yeah, basically. Also, so then I can pad my my mal, because right now it's pretty casual in comparison to some other people's mals. Considering how I've started watching anime almost like 3 years ago, and I'm still under like 200 shows or something, under 300 shows.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I'm not watching anime fast enough. Damn it. Moselle, go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay, so along with another show that we'll get to in a moment, this is actually my favorite show of the season.
Ooh, really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is
unpopular opinion here.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know why people hate this one so much. Like, this show is freaking amazing. It's like, for me, it's like my replacement for Konosuba, basically. It has me laughing at every single moment. I love how incredibly excessive, incredibly random, and also incredibly unapologetic it is. This anime is straight up a parody of Death Note. I'm not even making a joke. The main girl, Guli, she has a black notebook that says Kiss Note written in the exact same fucking font as the Death Note. And what I love about it so much is that Death Note is a thing that actually exists in this world, and they reference it. So like the main character, he's just like, hang on, I know where this is going. I love it, dude. I don't know what everyone's problem with this show is, honestly, but it's fantastic.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I can understand it.
I can also understand it. I just had problems with voicing my concerns and problems with the show because for me, just got to not good enough jokes or something like that. It just kind of failed me to make me laugh, and something like Sakura Quest was more funny to me, simply enough.
I just love how absurd it is. Like, episode 3, there's just this demon that's running around and everyone knows about it. This is an otherwise completely normal world, so just the fact that this demon exists, it's like, what the hell is this what's going on here? It's weird. And the expressions that all these characters make, I can't believe how good this show looks. It's by like a completely new studio. I don't know anyone attached to this.
It looks nice, actually.
It's
I also
fantastic.
like opening and ending of the show.
Yeah, they're great.
Oh, this is the studio that did Kuma Miko. Oh boy.
Wait, what? Oh no, don't ruin this one. Hang on. Don't fuck this up, guys.
Abandon the ship.
No, I need this to survive. I don't like anything from this season. This show, like, saved the season for me, alright?
Well, to be
Too
fair,
bad.
Kuma Miko has 2 studios listed on it, EMT Squared and Cinema Citrus.
Fuck you, Kinema Citrus.
So you might be safe. And the manga for this is well established, so they probably won't deviate too much, I hope, unless they want to like end it in one season, which is kind of be weird.
Yeah.
But
I feel like this is just a show that could just go on and on and on because it doesn't really have any sort of plot. It's just there's just this notebook, and if you write 2 characters' names down, then they have to kiss, and that's it.
Yeah.
They could just go as long as they need for that. It doesn't it's very episodic. There's no overarching plot. There are no arcs or anything. It's just a bunch of gags.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Actually,
As long as those gags are fresh and keep audience engaged.
yeah, it works. Yeah. One thing I want to say though is that I love yanderes, and I'm actually glad for Kiss Note because of that. Because like I think her name's Akane,
Yeah.
is great as a yandere. I wish she was a little bit more like scary, but they use it too much as a comedy thing, which is my only issue. Like I kind of wish it was more like menacing, like she had the JoJo menacing, like as she like stares at him behind like a wall or something. That'd be perfect.
That's
for
true.
me.
I think she's fine otherwise, and I'm super excited for the 4th episode that's coming out in a couple days because judging by the previews, there's another character that's going to be revealed, and I think she's supposed to be Gasai Yuno, literally.
Oh yeah, pink hair. Oof.
Like, she has the exact same pink hair as Kasa Yuno, and let me just say that Mirai Nikki is one of my favorite anime of all time. Don't ask about this. So I'm excited to see some sort of parody on Mirai Nikki any day.
Yeah, I'm hyped to see that as well. We'll have to just wait and see. Anything else you guys want to say about it before we move on to the next show?
Nope, just strongly recommended.
Yeah, I might pick it up.
Ooh. That's kind of unfortunate because it's actually sitting at a lower MAL score than everything else we talked about.
Fuck you, My Anime List. You guys are idiots. You have
You're not
Akashic
wrong.
records at a 7.7. What the fuck?
Yeah, MAL is weird sometimes.
Alright, what's next?
Okay, so next up is Recreators. This is done by White Fox. So
No.
I can just
No.
It's
imagine
not by
that
Fox.
so many
It's by
people got
Troika.
pissed. Huh?
The next show is by White Fox.
Yeah. Zero,
Oh, okay.
Grimoire. Oh, sorry, not Fuck it, sorry. I meant Grimoire of Zero, not Recreators. Fuck.
I knew we were going to have a ReZero joke somewhere in this.
I'll be honest with you. I looked at them both. I was like, I kind of like the words meshed together. And plus, the thing is, I bet. Okay, I want to talk about this, but I bet because White Fox did it, everyone was thinking, why can't you just make ReZero Season 2? Because it said zero. Because it has zero at the start. And I can guarantee you people made that. That actually happened with Grand Blue. Like, someone thought it was the manga adaptation of it. No, not Grand Blue. Grand Blue Fantasy, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And they thought it was going to be Grand Blue the manga that people like are really hyped about reading.
Yeah.
I saw that comment. I was like, what the fuck, guy? Can you not read this?
But that's the game, I guess.
Yeah, it adapts a game. And it's actually selling the most out of all the anime this season.
Even more than Eromanga?
Yes.
Wow.
Because
That's a
it's
lot.
because it's based on a game, it's actually including an in-game collectible if you buy the BDs.
Oh, there you go.
So it's doing insanely well as a result.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad
Oh,
we got
it's-
Brown Blue Fantasy in this one.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about it anymore anyways. So, actually, let's go back to Recreators instead. I mixed things up there. I'm sorry, guys. It's understandable, though, at least. So, Recreators. This is actually a really interesting concept.
Yeah.
Compared to everything else that we have. Since it's literally just characters from like
Fiction.
other worlds,
Yeah.
appearing, and this is original too. So
Mhm.
I'm actually glad about that. Always important to have original works.
It's original and also to core.
Yeah. Like, just by that, it's like the most interesting show.
Yeah, and it has a lot of potential just because with who it can bring in. You get a lot of variety, and there's no real limits on that. I actually really liked it. Like include the magical girl, and then it did like the Madoka thing,
Yeah.
where like it was she saw blood and she was like, "That's not supposed to happen."
Yeah, the concept is kind of nice and naive a bit. Well, have you ever thought what would happen if characters from books came out in our world? Like, it's kind of interesting to think about.
Can I jump in just for a moment and say
Yeah.
that, like, it's really funny how we have all these shows that involve a regular normal guy going into a light novel world. This show is the reverse of that. This is light novel and anime and video game characters entering the real world, the normal world, and interacting in there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of
it's a
funny.
nice change of pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So, Cav, you want to continue?
Yeah, I also want to note how it gives creative freedom for the writer, because essentially characters from stories come from the world, from the other worlds, and it kind of gives ideas for some ingenious designs, because the author could bring these characters from whatever worlds there are. So there's like a magical girl, there's like a main girl from some kind of anime adaptation of some light novel. There is some boss from some kind of game. There will be, as we probably know, I think so, some kind of mecha pilot, and they all mash up together, and it also it brings up potential for the interesting story. But at the same time, it's also dangerous because it could be used as an excuse for bad writing. So, for example, some character is badly written, and the author could put it down for the creator of that character and say that it was designed to be flawed. It was designed to be dumb or something like that. Do you get me?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we already got hints of that earlier when they were trying to like change her attributes. So it'll be interesting to see if future characters actually do that. Wilson, have you seen the show?
I've seen it. I like it. The thing is, I think I was expecting something a little different. I mean, the Mouse of Gnosis is not very descriptive about what it is. But it's a lot of like nice action, and it was more comedy than I was expecting. I was expecting almost there to be like a kind of like a existential crisis when like, you know, this girl learns that like all she is and her entire world is like created from just someone writing a shitty light novel in our world. But they played up for comedic effect a lot of the time instead. Like there's that one scene where like she's like in his room and the other girl shows up and they cut to them like going to the convenience store to like buy snacks. I don't know. I'm still enjoying it, but I did expect a more serious vibe at first.
Yeah, I can see it. I also feel it's not that serious so far. Maybe it will change.
Maybe
I mean, like
serious later on.
Yeah. Like when Madoka like learned that her attacks actually like hurt people.
Yeah, it was literally easily the best moment of the recreator so far, because it kind of showed the difference between the world where characters was living up to the point and coming into the real world and seeing the difference. We need more of that.
Yeah, but for now, everyone's just going to keep writing more isekai and manga and light novels in Japan. I'm not joking. There's like 500. You don't want to even know. There's one that I started reading like a few days ago about a guy who goes into another world to become a veterinarian. Like, what the fuck? Come on. Think of something more creative. Damn it. Oh my god. One thing I want to say is that I'm pretty sure, like, I want to have fun with trying to connect each character in this with, like, their actual, most likely real world. I mean, when I say real world, I mean, like, within the anime and manga genre and light novel genre, if they have an equivalent that's already exists. Like, we call, like, that magical girl Madoka just because...
I honestly don't know what name they gave her. I just call her Madoka.
There was one girl in the OP who looked like basically Saber, except she uses a lance.
Yeah, and she was riding a horse. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm curious as to what connections can be made from the other characters to something that already exists. I'm curious about the old guy though. I wonder what he does.
We'll see. I guess it also kind of connected to the author, who was also an author of Black Lagoon. So yes, there is that.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah. Anyway, I feel like Recreators has some potential, and at the worst, it could be an enjoyable train wreck and just a flick.
I hope not. I want more originals, less crappy light novel adaptations, please, Japan. Don't keep doing this to me. Oh god. Anything else you guys want to say about it?
I kind of like how the characters are interacting with the world so far. Like, again, back to the Monica thing. It was fun when she was just causing this mass destruction and then looking around like, hey, wait a minute, at the end. But I don't think the characters themselves are that interesting, though. Like, there's this, like, I guess a mage. She's voiced by Inari Minase, who's done Rem and Hestia, and she's doing her really monotonous voice that I really hate, because there's a scene in episode 2 where she talks. Who the fuck's texting me? She's doing this monotonous voice, and she talks for like 5 straight minutes, and I have a feeling like what she's saying is interesting, but I just can't stand her voice. It's just like, god damn, show some fucking emotion. I can't get behind that.
Speaking of characters, actually, it's interesting because it once again could be attributed as an excuse, because all the characters are kind of epitomes, like archetypes of their representations in the real world. So there is like super generic girl from light novel, super generic magical girl and such. They are not supposed to be that interesting because they are just really generic examples.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm hoping that they did do this a little bit where they developed beyond what was written for them already. Like we saw with the main like red hair girl arguing with her creator. So it showed something like they mentioned it was different from what they expected. Oh, speaking of which, I really hope one of the creators is actually like a really greasy, fat slob of an otaku, and the guy who like sees him is just like disgusted with himself and his whole existence. Please, it'd be fantastic. I want it to happen so badly, but it probably won't. Oh well. Okay, let's move on to the next show that I mentioned earlier and messed up. Zero Kara's blah 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 or Grimoire Zero. This one looks kind of neat, cause you got a guy who's a fluffy tiger, murdering people, and you know some random magic shit. I don't know. It's
Lolly
I'm kind
mage.
of like, damn it again. I'm kind of interested to see where it's gonna go. I'm kind of like I think we've only seen 2 episodes of it so far. So I wonder what direction it's going to take. Like, there's not much you can glean from just the first 2 episodes. So,
Well, like,
still,
so I like the direction they're taking it so far because, like, they've got this fantasy world, and they're exploring kind of like a different idea that I haven't seen before, where it's on almost like the precipice of a change in magic system. Because they used to do magic this one way, and then she develops a way to do magic more efficiently, and you know they're exploring that. In addition to that, the fantasy environment is just kind of cool. And you know, they in the second episode they come across that village, and you kind of get this kind of like this theme of like you know the beasts fallen are different.
yeah, I think. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, this is another anime that explains like the magic, and that's I back to Akashic Records. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm really appreciative of the unique main character that we got going on here. Like, I don't think I've seen another anime recently that actually has a character who's not like human or doesn't look human all the time. So to get someone who's just like a beast is kind of cool. Side note: this reminds me of Beasties, as terrible as that is. I don't know who remembers that. No one does.
No one does.
No clue.
one does. Oh my god, you guys fucking suck. That's my childhood. Waking up at 6 a.m. to see Beasties. Oh, it was the shit. It was the coolest shit. They transformed from a dinosaur into a robot, and I was like, yeah. Oh my god. Whatever. Yeah, there's not much to say about it for me, just because, again, only 2 episodes so far, so I'm not really sure where it's going. And you guys already said some of my thoughts on it, so not really much more for me to say. Anything else you guys want to say about Grimoire Zero?
I am kind of concerned because it's moving at a pretty slow pace, so I'm not exactly sure where it's going to go. And it only has 12 episodes. That's been confirmed.
Yeah, that's true. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. White Fox is a pretty good studio, though, so I have some faith in them. Well, they're good most of the time. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, and I don't want people to, like, if you go in expecting another ReZero, you're going to get burned. This is not ReZero. It doesn't, like, ReZero, even though it didn't pick up until, like, episode 7, it still had, in my opinion, a really strong start. Like, you could kind of tell how dark and intense it was going to go. Grimoire Zero so far does not really have any of that. It just seems to be more focused on the world building for now and the relationship between Zero and Mercenary, the 2 main characters, which I like them, kind of like Zero's kind of like she's kind of smug but not like super smug. I don't know.
I get that. I don't like the new character that joined them, the guy, the little boy. He's kind of like
a guy or a girl. I have no idea.
It's a guy.
I think it's a guy.
It's a guy.
I
know,
like,
it sucks.
subtitle
Like,
is
you look at
confusing
these
'cause,
things and you're like...
They call him a girl, like accidentally, I think, in the last episode.
yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, it was. I was confused as well. Like in the first episode when he was like chasing them too, and then the guy mentions like I was chased by like this guy, this witch. I was like, wait, that wasn't a girl? What? What?
Yeah.
Japan, they can't keep getting away with this all the time. It's terrible. Okay, so yeah, let's move on to the next show. Sakura Quest, aka Shirobako 2.0. Am I right, guys?
Sakura Quest.
I mean, 5 girls doing something together. Oh,
We all knew it was coming.
totally Shirobako.
Yeah, totally Shirobaka. Anyway, it's, as you have said, a new anime by PA Works. It feels like a mix of Shirobaka and Hanasaku Iroha. And it's been pretty enjoyable for me. It's a good comedy. It's rather thoughtful so far. It's 2 core, as confirmed. And it's a really decent and pleasant watch.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's so nice seeing adults in anime.
Yeah, and a very strong point is that PA Works can make an attractive women.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, those character designs are pretty top tier.
that fortune teller lady,
Who?
the fortune teller lady that works at the
Oh yeah, that's right.
She was great.
Oh, she's neat. Yeah, I'm hoping to see more of what was that one girl at from the candy store. I can't remember her name, but she only popped up a few times. But I'm hoping to see more of her. She seems very interesting. I like how they keep like making fun of the one girl for being like the detective, udon detective.
Maki? Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think it's got that magic yet. I think it's doing a decent job. I'm kind of sad. It's like really far down. It has a very small group of members on Mal. It is doing worse than Sakurata Reset, which confuses the fuck out of me.
Same.
Like its rating is like 7.21, but it only has like 30,000 people watching, which is weird.
I mean, to be fair, Shirobako wasn't a huge hit over here.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, it took its time to pick up, and it was until at least second core of Shirobako, it wasn't all that known.
Okay, so
we'll
hopefully it gets more popular. I think it's doing an all right job so far.
It'll probably pick up because you got guys from like Miles from Crunchyroll who are promoting it really heavily.
That's good. Yeah, we're flying through these next shows quickly. Actually, anything else you guys want to say about Sakura Quest?
Not really. Just looking forward to it.
I'm really interested to see where it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of okay to me. It is surprisingly funny, I would say. Like, it actually does have some pretty strong jokes. I don't have much to say, though, because I haven't watched it in, like, 10 days since episode 2 came out. But that episode did introduce a really great character, in my opinion, where she's a vlogger, but she's just so fucking burnt out. She's, like, typing all these thoughtful words, like, the summer breeze caresses my cheeks. It's like, she's kind of writing this imaginative blog, but she's just dead inside. And I love that. I hope it has more of her.
Well, she is on the main in the middle of all the girl, or not in the middle, but she's one of the main girls. So yeah. Also, I just want to talk about the fact that like the main girl is literally like Aoi from Shirobako, just with pink hair.
Yeah.
Come on.
And she's voiced by someone who sounds exactly like Rie Takahashi, so super cute.
Oh yeah, that is great. Okay, let's move on to the next. So, Suka, another show with the longest light novel name ever. Actually,
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's up there. But
We're not pronouncing that.
What?
No,
Yeah.
okay. The English version is like World End. What do you do at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? Like what? Why is this 3 sentences?
Well, at least they didn't go with like the English text on the light novel, which is like, what do you do at the end? XX. Do you save us? It's like,
Oh god, that would be cringy as fuck.
it was like, I don't know why who did that. But anyway, this is my other favorite show of the season. Actually, love this one to death. Not only because I love the design of the main girl, witch hats are just totally my thing, but it's just I don't know, it's just so grounded. It's a fantasy series, and it might get really dramatic later on, but it just has a lot of heart to it. I love the two main characters. They're kind of running this I kind of just call it a daycare. It's more than that, but there are all these kids around, and I love how all the kids have their own personalities, and the main character is he's 18 supposedly, but he actually feels like an adult. He's actually pretty mature. There are a lot of light novel trappings that you could call them, one character who sort of kind of hints that she might be into him, kind of comes onto him and teases him, and he's just yeah, whatever, whatever. It's great. It just does a lot of things right. It really kind of nails the atmosphere. The first episode had this montage of the two main characters kind of exploring this little town, kind of getting lost, and it plays this fucking amazing cover of Scarborough Fair by Simon and Garfunkel. Of all things, that song appeared, and it's wow, it's interesting.
No, I totally agree. It was the best song they could have picked for that entire montage, and it was magical, really.
Yeah, it was magical. It sounds beautiful.
Okay.
Interesting. I cannot, to be honest, I cannot share your enthusiasm here, because that scene was fantastic, really, but everything that followed up was kind of average to me, and it mostly came down to the light novel feeling to it, because the male-female ratio is kind of bad to me, feels bad to me, at least for what tries to be a serious anime. All the non-serious talk and furries, like that girl with cat ears and such. We have so many of them already, and it just in general feels like a light novel adaptation, and it needs to do something more than that. It tries to establish the world so far, but I wasn't invested all that much in that as well. Guess we'll see when the shit picks up, when the suffering kicks in, as are all being told. We'll see. I'm on the fence about it so far.
I mean, I kind of see what you're saying. I do agree that it does feel kind of light novel, but at the same time, I just think it could do so much worse. The main character doesn't have these insane, over-the-top reactions. He actually, I would say he manages to really quickly deduce some things and just kind of realize what to do and what not to do.
But you see, there is I agree that main character is great, and he's interesting. He has his kind of troublesome past. But when you indulge into it, when you kind of get to feel it, then there is that massage scene that breaks your emotion completely.
I mean, I'll agree. They went a little too far with that.
That was
scene.
a little awkward.
I agree with Mozilla when he said that the world just feels grounded. Because I feel like the world itself feels like its own living, breathing entity. And a lot of places they try to you imagine it, and it doesn't really feel like anything's happening outside of what you're looking at, what they show you with the camera. But it almost feels like this show is because so far it's been kind of slice of lifey, but there's been action off screen that we don't see. When she's carrying, she's injured and they're coming back from their expedition, he takes care of her, and it just feels like this is an actual world that has things going on other than around our main character.
As much as I want to agree with you there, it could be just due to the format of the fact that it's a light novel and it's told from the first person's perspective. They don't have to go and show what's happening there. They just have to show what's happening to the main character. So while it is nice, it's probably more an unintended result of happening within the medium, if anything, because there's a lot of light novels out there which do the exact same thing, where they are told they're only from the first person perspective. So you see all these events happening outside like the story, and you only hear bits and pieces about them because otherwise it doesn't make sense for the main character to just be told everything.
Here's another example. So when we start off the story, everyone is an animal person, and you're just like, what the heck? Like I don't know. It kind of like it doesn't ham fist like tell you like Willem is the last human in existence. He has to travel, blah, 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 blah. It kind of gives stuff for you to look at, and you can determine what is happening, in your own head. Like, you have your own questions to ask. And the more and more they show you, the more and more you kind of get, like, answers here and there, rather than it just being explained to you.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I can imagine, like, a crappier author would just go and make a monologue for the character to describe everything that's happened up until now. But I think it's also partly due to the fact that they want to keep something secretive for a bit, because we've already seen like some flashbacks to like 500 years ago, and we see our main character and we're just thinking, why is he there and in present time at the same time? He can't possibly be 500 years old.
Or can he?
So waiting for the anime to really like to get on that, but who knows when we'll figure that out.
The source readers have kind of said that there are only 5 novels, actually, for this series, and it's complete. I think there's like a spin-off or a sequel afterwards, but this is a complete series, and it's probably going to get just 12 episodes. And it's at the current pace that it's adapting chapters and pages, it seems that we're going to get the complete adaptation here. So, I mean, I'm not going to say that this is like guaranteed best anime of the season, everyone needs to watch this. I mean, I do want everyone to watch this, and I mean, it's not like... It's not totally grabbing me or anything. It's just kind of my personal preferences that are kind of falling into this show. I just think it's doing a lot of things right, and I'm putting a lot of faith into it.
If it's going to be complete, I have some faith into it. Go on.
I mean, I won't be surprised if we get to like the end of the season and people are like, oh man, World End was so good.
Yeah, we can only see how it goes. I'm surprised it's only 5 novels, though. That feels a little bit short compared to other works I've heard about, but whatever. Like, if it tells a complete story within that time frame and it does a good job of it, then hey, great. We don't need things lasting forever just to drive up sales. Yeah. So let's move on to another show. This is actually an interesting show because of how it's animated. Kado, which I have not seen. Kavrik, you tell us about it.
Yeah, it's Seikaisuru Kado, or in English, Kado's the right answer. The title has been dropped several times by now. It's a very curious show, actually. I've been told to watch it. I was not supposed to pick up, but after seeing the praise, tried to watch it, and it's been really good, actually. It's a sci-fi show where there's some kind of being comes to Earth and tries to communicate with people. And what is interesting is CGI and how it complements the feeling of the show, because it's supernatural, and the CGI makes it even more supernatural and alien to the watchers, to the viewers, and it's kind of interesting in a sense. It's really slow, there's lots of talking, and you just watch it and it feels like the show is well written, because there are these tiny dialogues which are not annoying, and some kind of gestures and stuff. It just feels good to watch, and because it's an original, it also seems like it was written for the anime. It's great. It's really been a pleasant surprise for me this season.
Anyone else watch it?
I've seen it. I'm not too crazy on it. It's probably not a show really for me. It's very dialogue heavy. The plot moves really slowly. You know what? I just realized I should probably just stop watching it now and then watch it at the very end, because this happened with Akka last season, where that moved really slowly and I tried watching it weekly and I could not keep up with it. But then at the end of the season I watched it all at once and I'm like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing here now. Maybe I'll do that with this show.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
I'm not watching it.
okay. Yeah, then you can join me in the not watching club, man. High five. Yeah, we did it. Fucking not watch it. Not one of those guys who pick up everything in the season and then complete it all and then complain about how crappy anime is. Oh, feels good, man.
I don't know how those people live.
They have a lot of hate, man. A lot of hate. Next up is Tsugomomo. Don't insult me, guys. I have a problem saying stuff. So I have not watched this again. Whoever's watched this, please take it away.
Is it only me that's watched this?
Yes.
I think so.
Then please sell us on it.
Okay, so Tsugomomo is a show that is kind of like it's described as ecchi, but I haven't found too many fan service scenes yet, and it's kind of an action. I almost this is almost blasphemy, because it's not really indicative of what it's like, but I kind of think of it as Monogatari light, because it's not dialogue heavy, but they do kind of deal with kind of oddities or apparitions. Some fan subs call them, where basically the main character, or one of the main characters, is I think they call it a Tsukigami, which is basically, in Japan there's the idea that every item, every inanimate object has a soul, right? So after a long period of time, it might turn into its own entity and become like its own person, basically like a spirit. So this guy carries around an obi, which is like the kimono strap that goes around your waist, of his dead mother, and one day it like turns into like this girl that follows him around, and he starts to get attacked by other Tsukigami that like for some reason want to kill him or something. Like, yeah, no, it's a lot to take in. The main character, like the girl, I kind of describe as a mixture between Shinobu and Satanya, and she's voiced by Satanya's voice actor.
Oh.
Like she has this,
hype.
she has this like kind of like haughty old style of talking, but she's really funny. But she's also kind of like a dimwit, like Satanya. It's a really confusing but cool mixture to watch. And I don't know, I found the show funny so far, but it does have its serious like actiony moments. And it's better than so like the thing is, the very first scene, or like one of the first scenes, is him accidentally falling and grabbing his classmate's boobs, and then after grabbing her boobs, he falls down and then looks up at her panties. So I think that kind of like put a lot of people off.
Classic.
But
Yeah.
ignoring all of that, it looks pretty well animated so far. There's some like great water physics in the last episode, and it looks fun to watch and pretty funny. I don't know. I'd say check it out.
You mentioned that this girl is created from his mother's like item, something?
Yes. She is the spirit of his dead mom's kimono's obi.
That makes me worried for certain reasons I will not go into, but I think everyone knows what I'm referring to, so I don't know. I might pick it up. We'll see. Depending on if I have time.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it is still an ecchi, and there's still ecchi scenes in it. Like, there's this one scene where they're like taking a bath together, and she's like, hey, I've been here all the time. But I was like a kimono, so it's kind of different. But
I saw you. I saw everything. Oh, jeez, that's too awkward for me. Oh, God.
No, I like it though. I really recommend it.
Okay, yeah, it's rated at 6.7 though, so
Yeah.
it's got that Mal seal of disapproval. If it's under 7, it's basically shit.
I think it'll get better as it goes on.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Next show is Hinako Note.
Oh, that's mine, isn't it? Okay. I was interested in Hinako Note because this is by Studio Passion. If you don't know those guys, you will, because in 2015, they did 2 shows in back-to-back seasons. They did Rail Wars, which was like, why? And then they did Roku no Yusha, which was, in my opinion, that show it had some scenes that looked pretty awesome, like, ooh, cool stuff. And then it had other scenes where it's like, wow, you could have done better, I guess. and they haven't done anything ever since, but now they're back, and they're doing this For Coma adaptation, and it's pretty cute. It looks really good. Uses a lot of chibis. I would actually say it overdoes the chibiness of it. Like, every scene is chibi, and then it goes back to the full-size models without any real theme
Transition?
to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, I don't understand what the point of going back and forth for this is. Like, no scene in particular. It's like, we needed to have this in the chibi, and we needed to have this as a full model thing. I don't get it. Probably because this is a studio of, like, 2 people. But, yeah, I mean, this isn't a great show. It's just an enjoyable watch. It's something that I appreciate because I'm watching like 15 shows this season, so it's nice to have that one anime to fall back on, and it's like, oh yeah, this is fine, it's cute, I don't have to think about stuff, and yeah, all the characters are decent, and it's happy, it's charming, it's relaxing, kind of sexy, and yeah, seriously, the main character is like secretly a 10 out of 10 babe, but it's fine.
Does that mean you're hyped for the Dojins?
Oh yeah, Dojin potential to the max.
Oh man, oof. Well, I mean, if it can happen, it happened for Kankale a lot, so it can happen for this. Nothing's impossible. It just depends on the taste of the Japs. So, we'll see.
I don't think we can call them that.
I can't call them that? Is that racist?
I don't know.
Should I call them the Nippons? Yeah, let's go with that.
Fucking weebs.
And next show, Tsuki ga Kiri. Oh, I believe, Moselle, you didn't want to get spoiled on this, so...
Yeah, I'll just go, the whole time. How about that?
So, yeah, just mute your audio for a bit, and then... Yeah. Okay, Kat, go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, anyway, Tsuki ga Kirei, or The Moon is Beautiful, something like that, was another rather pleasant surprise. I wasn't too keen on picking it up, but it's been decent. And the latest episode was really good, because it kinda turned everything up to 11, because there was a confession scene already in the romance. Could you believe it?
That's quick.
Yeah, it's slow and sweet. It has this grounded feel, as you have said it about Tsukasuka. What I like about Tsuki ga Kirei is it doesn't try to be more than it is, and I hope it stays this way. It's not a pretentious show, like Origairu or something like that. Yeah, it's just your nice junior high school romance with some sweet boy and girl, and it's been decent enough. I actually don't even think about a romance I could compare Tsuki ga Kirei to. It's just very sweet and cute, and yeah, I just hope it stays this way and there are no drama or love triangles. Even though there are hints there will be, I hope there won't be.
Have you seen Ora Monogatari?
Yeah.
Is it similar to that? That's the kind of feel I'm getting when you're describing it.
No, Ora Monogatari is way more comedic. There are like comedic sequences, and there are lots of them. So yeah, Kirei is just actually pure slice of life romance without any comedy whatsoever.
Okay, let me just get Mozilla back in here.
Yep.
Okay, so while we're waiting for him to come back, let's talk about the sequels for the season, because you were all wondering, I bet, why didn't we talk about Attack on Titan first? It's literally the best anime ever.
It is.
Yeah. So, let's start first with, this is technically not a sequel, but sorta is. I don't know how you want to put it like that, but it's
spin-off.
Spin-off. Danmachi, where it focuses on Aiz, the girl that Belle had to crush on. Oh, if that's a spoiler for anyone, then fuck off, because that should not be a spoiler. God damn it. It's so fucking obvious. So, yeah, who's watching it here?
I'm watching it.
Wait. No, actually, I'm not watching it. I watched one episode and then dropped it.
Really? I thought the first episode was pretty good.
I thought it was bad.
Really? Okay.
For the record, I hated the first season.
Ooh.
Okay, so Wilson, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, so first episode, the thing is, Danmachi, I'm not going into it expecting a lot. I want to watch cool fight scenes and look at cute character models, and that's pretty much it. So the first episode is like this really big fight scene while they're going into a floor of the dungeon and they're fighting like these acid monsters. So that was what I was going for. That's what I wanted. But seemingly in the second episode and hopefully not continuing there, it's really weird because this season is supposed to be focusing on Ai's perspective from the first season, but it seems like it's not doing that. Like, they're following a character called Lafia, who's like an elf girl, and she's like basically just like a lesbian, and she's like in love with Ai's, and
oh god,
she's basically just like Belle 2.0. And
no,
I don't know why they're doing this, because apparently, in the threads I was reading, she's not really that mentioned in the source material, and it's just the second episode was just really boring. It's just it was an excuse to get all the characters in like different outfits, and it was just I don't get really what they're doing.
It's to sell fan service. That's all.
Yes.
Gotta capitalize on the boob string.
They put eyes in the boob string outfit.
Oh my god, not that fucking meme again.
It'll never escape us.
So
it's always gonna come
it's
back.
It's all coming back to me.
The
trauma that is the first season.
What an experience that was.
I'm hoping it improves, but if it does continue like that, I may have to drop it.
It's Danmachi. It won't improve.
That's what I was expecting from Danmachi. I was expecting some sort of improvement, because I also heard that it was about Ai's, and I heard it was better than the actual Danmachi series, and I did not get any of that. So, bye.
Yes. Pretty straightforward. I just realized it was Danmachi. I was like, oh, why would I watch it? I could watch something else, or do something productive with my life.
I mean, it's literally just like, so far, at least I've heard, it's just re-adaptating the first season. It's just told from a slightly different perspective. So what the fuck is the point?
Yeah,
that's true. Series.
I can understand that. Let's move on. This is one of the favorites of the season. Boku no Hero Academia Season 2.
Boku no Hype Academia.
Yeah. So is anyone not watching it?
Me. I'm
okay.
that person.
Do you care if we say anything about it? Or say stuff
not really.
Okay. So I'm gonna say this, but fuck the fact that it has 25 episodes, because that means every single intro is 3 minutes long, and that includes the OP, that includes recaps of the previous episodes, that includes so much shit that I just don't care about. And then when we finally get to the end, it's like, oh, let's hold off on showing anything and let's draw out the next conflict for the next episode. It's falling into that really classic shonen trap.
Oh, so it's shonen. All right.
Yeah, it is shonen. It was shonen in the first.
Yeah, I know, but it was turned into Naruto. I see.
But I was like, I liked it the first season because we actually got it felt like things were moving along and stuff. Now in the second season, it's like, oh god, just hurry up and move on, please. I can't handle this. It has to go back and explain characters that we knew from season 1, and that bothered me a bit because I was like, do you not trust me? Do you not trust me to know? To kind of remember? I mean, looking at the guys, I can kind of tell what their abilities are. It's not super hard.
It's really interesting to compare to a show we're going to talk about later, because Attack on Titan, it just jumps right back in as if nothing had ever stopped,
Yeah. I mean, right now, the arc that's going through is the classic school arc or school tournament arc that you see, or just tournament arc that you see in other shonens. I mean, it's doing a decent job so far. I still wish it didn't feel like it was so massively slow, but whatever. It's still popular with a lot of people. What do you guys think?
I do. I can kind of relate to your point. I think the slow pacing of the anime is both a blessing and a curse. Because on one hand, they really nail the tone, and they really draw out the hype of each scene. So when they, in its big moments, it has really big moments. It goes all in. But at the same time, it does take a while to get there, and sometimes you're just like, okay, come on, just get there already. I get it by now. And, I mean, 25 episodes, on one hand, that means they can adapt more material. On the other hand, that also means that they don't quite have enough material to fill that all in, so they have to do, like, the Attack on Titan thing.
No, the manga's pretty far ahead. What I think is happening is that they chose a certain point to end it off at.
Right, that's what I mean.
They're trying to...
they can do like 30 seasons of this shit if they wanted to at the rate that they're adapting it. But, I mean, for real. But, I mean, at the same time, they're just kind of like... You can shave off like 5 minutes just by skipping the preview, skipping the... what is it, like the prologue or the recap beginning, the OP and ED, which I don't like personally.
Yeah, I don't know. That struck me as odd. People said that they really enjoyed the OP, and they were like, "Oh my god, these animators care so much about the characters, you just show them stretching." I was like, "No, what?
Oh boy,
how is that something?
Gotta get them
what do you mean?
I haven't seen that before.
I was legit confused. I was like, wait, you find that really interesting in an OP? I mean, okay, but like literally nothing's happening, and the song's like pretty average, so I'm confused. I mean, whatever. Maybe it's just people's tastes are weird, and I've gone cynical as time goes on.
Yeah, we're the assholes, I guess.
Wilson, do you have any thoughts on it?
No, I mean, like, other than I do agree with the pacing. It is really slow. I mean, I disagree with you that the first season wasn't slow. It was still slow, but other than that, you know, it's great. You know, there's really nothing more to say. It's more good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the actual like stuff that's happening in the series is pretty good. It's unique. It's always fun. I am a manga reader after watching the first season, so I got into it. I just wish that the manga was like, I don't know. I have different thoughts on the manga compared to some people. I remember when it first started, like it was first being made, and like people were calling it the next like greatest thing ever, and I was like, okay, I guess. And I still fail to see that, but whatever.
They're still calling.
Sorry, Cav? Cav?
Oh, no.
Cav!
Oh, no.
Cav! He died! He died for our sins,
Rest
guys.
in
He
peace,
died
Cav.
for our
Pieces.
shit taste. It's all our
April
fault.
2017.
Oh, well. Okay. Well, we might as well move on since he's dead. as cruel as that is. So another show that's continuing from past season is Little Witch Academia, the second season. Actually, do you want to talk about that? Because it is a continuation from last season. Is there any thoughts?
I'm okay if we don't. I'm either way.
It has a plot now, so that's cool. Like, honestly, I don't have much to say. I kind of predicted this, to be honest. Like, I thought that the first half of it was going to be episodic and just kind of.
Oh, welcome back, Kat.
Oh,
I'm back. Yeah.
But we're on Little Witch Academia right now. But I thought, yeah, the first half was going to be episodic and then kind of flesh out the world, and then the second half would introduce a story and kind of drive all those points home. That seems to be what they're doing here. So I'm cool with it.
Okay, that's neat. Well, we'll move on from that, as short as that was. Saikano season 2. Ooh, don't you guys just love that meta humor that they make? That, oh, look at we're talking about light novels in a way that's like crappy, except we acknowledge the tropes and then like continue them on because like that's what we are. Like, I hate that. Episode 0 for this series, both in season 1 and season 2, is my pet peeve. Like, I hate that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get why people like it, but maybe it's because of the fan service, but I don't like excessive fan service.
Of course, pure fan service. There is no other reason to like it, where they show the bodies of girls like 15 minutes out of 20.
Yeah. Whatever. It's just like, I hate that craziness over the fan service of it. Like, every time I go into the threads, it's literally like they talk about Utaha's legs. Like literally, that's it. That's all they do. They'll like post the comment face of Utaha praise, and they'll just be like legs, and they'll post like a gif from the show, and that's it. That's all the comment is. That's what
Well,
all like.
well,
That's what half
sorry.
the comments is.
I'm going to write an essay on her legs and put it, and it'd be a top comment.
Have fun with that karma.
Like, come on. Like, I know the show has more to it than just like the fan service, but it feels like people are selling it short by putting so much focus on that. And it was an annoying thing in the first season, and it's an annoying thing in the second season too. And I don't know. I'm kind of, that's why I was on the fence about this series as a result. What do you guys think about it?
I like it, actually. I guess it's not a very popular opinion. Like, it's not a very snob opinion, I guess, because Seikana is such a shit show and such, because it's like another generic light novel adaptation, and Matsuoka is voicing yet another main character and such. I like characters, like all the girls, and especially Megumi, because she's such a unusual character for anime. And I like how the show doesn't focus on her, but she still plays a very big role. Anyway, second season needs some progress from the first one, and I do not want it to be just some kind of fluff and fun service. And seems like the latest episode had some. So we'll see where it progresses. I want some kind of drama or like Seikana Zoku. So we'll see.
God fucking damn it. You can't just use that word, Skaverick. You know what it means to me. God damn it. Okay. What about you guys? Wilson, Fennekin, anything?
I haven't seen Saikano season 1.
Okay. You are not missing out, in my opinion, but
I mean, so like I don't know. I have a soft spot. I have a soft spot for these kind of like these harems. I don't know. I'm with Kaverick in that I really like watching the characters. He has really good taste because Megumi is definitely the best girl of that series. I don't know. She as a character herself she just doesn't give a shit, which is like hilarious. And I don't know. Like I agree that it is self-aware. But in being self-aware, it falls into the same trappings of, other light novels. But I don't know. It's enjoyable to watch for me.
okay. Well, I mean, that's fine.
Well, hang on. I do remember one time someone like shared an album of images of fan servicey stuff from like episode 0 of this season, and I'm just like, looks like a bunch of trash to me.
Oof. Damn that comment. I mean, I can see your viewpoints, definitely. I'm probably just more jaded from hating what the community can do sometimes. Like, I honestly didn't think that album should have been top front page. like not at all. Especially seeing who posted it, because I know who posted it. The fucker. He deleted his previous account and he made a new one. And he squats on subreddits. It's terrible.
I don't know.
If you listen to my podcast,
people.
I have beef with you. But the one other thing that I hope happens is that I'm not really enjoying Eri as a character. Like, I don't know. It's just you can predict her actions, and it's not very funny. It's important just so Megumi has a foil or someone to like bounce off of, but it's still kind of like she's like one of the weakest of the three. When I say 3, I mean 3 main characters. Then poor like the cousin and the younger girl who literally don't even exist at this point. Oh, I feel sorry for the people who like them. It's just like they don't even show up. They showed up in episode 0 and that's it.
Yeah, I can see why you don't like Eri or some other people, because she's like super generic tsundere, and her character design screams she's like super generic. We'll see. I heard she gets like really interesting development. So I don't know if we're going to see it in the anime form or such.
Well, let's hope. I'm gonna keep watching.
Also,
I'm gonna keep hoping.
apparently the light novel ends this year, and there's like the final volume announced. So yeah.
Okay, hype. Let's move on then. Bahamut. Virgin Soul. Now this was the surprise of the season when it's the previous season of it aired. No one was expecting it to be as good as it was. No one. An adaptation to a card game? It's fucking terrible already. First episode, fucking Pirates of the Caribbean anime. Oh boy, this is my jam. Like, it was out of nowhere. And the second season, it's actually doing a pretty good job so far. It's enjoyable. The new main character is Hoot. She's got a really interesting quirk. The fact that she sees all the like handsome guys.
It's unbelievably horny.
Yeah. Like, I'm glad it's actually like popping up.
To watch added.
like it's true. Like, every single one of them like has those features that besot your face. And she's like, oh my god, I can't handle this. I'm too flustered. And it's great. It's I love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it has some grave consequence to it.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Ooh. So what are your guys' thoughts on the show so far?
I actually very much enjoying it, and I'm enjoying it even more than season 1, which is kind of a nice action adventure, but second season makes it like the setup. Like, the first season was the setup for the second one, because there is like a war going on between angels, demons, and humanity, apparently. And it's interesting. It feels really grand, because there is like epicness to it. We'll see where it goes. Once again, apparently it's a 2-core series, so there is plenty of action, plenty of development around. And yeah, Nina is cute.
Yeah, that's true. What about you guys, Wilson, Fennekin?
I haven't seen the first season, but I kind of want to, because I've heard nothing but good things about it.
It's really great.
And kind of based on what you're saying here, I'm more interested.
Yeah, it was a surprise. I can admit that towards the end of the first season, it started to feel like it dragged a bit, but the first episodes are pretty great. Favreau as a character, ooh, like he's that perfect mix of asshole, like that you just want to like keep watching. He's not to the point where you just like hate him as a character, but it's just enough, like a lovable asshole, which is fantastic. Yeah, it's really good. And it helps a lot that his voice actor is like 10 out of 10 for playing asshole characters. Because I think if you guys remember what's his name, the one guy with yellow hair from Shirobako, he played the same. He played the same person, yeah. And that guy was sort of like a lovable asshole too. So yeah, it's pretty good. Wilson, what do you think about it so far?
Well, what I'm really liking about the second season is how they're setting up this kind of like how Kavir said. The first season kind of like set up, and then this season has the conflict of like demons being like oppressed, and then you have that kind of setup of like the bad guy from the first season is now like the kind of like, you know, rogue good guy. It's an interesting dynamic to watch.
Yeah, it was neat. It's going a bit like heavier on some of its themes, like the enslavement of the demons, the corrupt, or well, kind of corrupt rule of humanity over like other people, like the demons they see as lesser beings basically, and I don't even want to know what they think of like angels or anything. It's possible that they would probably enslave them too if they had the chance. I can only imagine.
I think it's kind of being the case at the moment. Like, the community wants to be a supreme kind of beings in this universe.
Yeah. Makes me wonder how they managed to get the power to actually like overthrow them, because every time you see them like beat the demons or the angels, they use this like green power, and from these orbs that they have on them. So I wonder what that's about.
Yeah. Once again, 2 cores, we'll see.
Yeah.
And it's original, so yeah.
I really like
surprising.
I really like the idea of changing the main character. Like, it keeps it fresh, but at the same time we see like the older characters, kind of like callbacks. I don't know, it's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to see like fan favorites like Rita again. Kaiser's always nice. with his ideals and being challenged on them. And I'm hyped to see Favreau come back. Oh, I just want to hear everyone yell Favreau, like in that like that happened in the latest episode too, when they were all surprised about who the teacher of the girl was.
Yeah.
The main girl.
We all knew who it was, though.
Yeah, we all knew who it was, but it was just fantastic seeing their faces like what? That asshole. Oh man. Yeah, so it's definitely one of the better shows to watch this season, in my opinion. If you've seen the first season, because I think it's worth. And now we get to everyone's favorite, the one show that all the normies are watching, Attack on Titan season 2. Ooh, just man, like the most unanime anime show, so that regular people can watch it too and say they don't actually like anime.
It's the best anime ever. That's why it's the most popular, because popularity equals good, right?
Yeah, flawless reasoning.
Yeah, so what do you guys think about it? Wilson, you want to give your thoughts first?
Well, I mean, so I like how they jumped right back into the action. Like, watching the first episode, it's almost as if nothing had stopped for it was like 4 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. And then we've got some interesting developments so far. These like nice kind of questions that come up. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just the same old Attack on Titan that we know and love.
I kind of agree with you. I feel it's better, but mainly because the main trio of characters is mostly absent from the scene, and I hate them, like all of them.
That's a good
Especially
point. I didn't
Eren.
actually think about that.
Yeah, like there's a focus on Sasha and other characters like Green and such. Yeah, and it's been good, and it's focusing also on the lore, on the world building and such, which is arguably the most interesting part of Attack on Titan. So yeah, it's been interesting, and I'm dreading the moment when the main trio comes back, because probably will be once again super generic action, shonen and stuff. But so far it's been rather decent.
Okay. Mazala, your thoughts?
Yeah, I really like Attack on Titan. I rewatched the whole first season just like a week before the second season came out, and so I really appreciate how it just immediately got back into it. Like, literally nothing happened between the two seasons. It's just fluid. And I think this season might actually be even better so far. Not only because it's about the different... it's focusing on a bunch of different things at once. Most notably, there are Titans somewhere else that another group is fighting, basically. And the Titans are getting a lot more different. There are a lot more mysteries that we don't know about yet. They're kind of slowly coming into place, like when you kind of think about... some sort of theme that the last couple episodes have had, along with that insane mindfuck of an ED that they have going on. And I also love it because I think they've made it even more intense and dramatic than the first season, which is something that I really love. I mean, I know it's really excessive, it's over the top, but in some ways I really think it just works. I love, like, the disparity that these characters show. Like, these guys get fucked up, and they really show it. They're scared. They're traumatized. It's absolute hell for them. And the season manages to drive that even further in. I love it, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, you mentioned a good point about the ED, and I want to talk about that in the OP as well, because those are like things that you watch them and you're like, huh, that's interesting. And like I heard that manga readers too just like have absolutely no fucking clue what's happening, and that makes me worried that watching them is basically spoilering yourself. So kind of worried. I remember I dropped reading the manga like around chapter 70, I think I want to say. So I'm not really sure what's happening now, but I know enough about it to know what's probably going to happen in the second season, but I'm still like...
Are we going to get
I'm still
that
pretty
far?
confused.
Are we going to get that far? Because this is only 12 episodes.
No, we're not. We're not going to get past like. I think it's going to end before chapter 50, maybe. I don't know. Somewhere around there, because they do like 1 or 2 chapters per episode, right?
Yeah, it's a monthly manga, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So we'll see. One other thing I want to talk about though is the discussion threads for it, because oh boy, oh man, is it a terrible fucking minefield? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because
Fuck everyone.
I'm pretty sure. Like I don't recognize any of the names of people who are commenting in these threads now for Attack on Titan, and I think it's because they're all like they stick to the Attack on Titan subreddit or like another subreddit, and then they come here to our anime to talk about the anime. Yeah. And like that's fine and all, but then you have a lot of people who do that and just don't give a shit about like spoilering other people or like implied spoilers and stuff, and it's just the worst. It's terrible. Like I remember someone complained that they got replied to about, and they were given some like spoiler, but the person deleted it afterwards, but they still saw it, which was really shitty. And it's because there was a manga reader who just couldn't hide his excitement about it. Like, and then you have all those people who are like, oh man, this is when it really starts. This is like, you just can't wait for the next episode. Oh man, it's going to be insane.
Like, it's nice you're that excited about it, but like, don't ruin others' enjoyment.
Like it's weird for Attack on Titan that this happens, because every episode is super dramatic. Every episode reveals a bunch of new things and a bunch of and it also resolves some things. And so far this season, every episode has ended on a cliffhanger. Like, guys, I'm going to watch the next episode. How can I not? Don't worry.
They just want to share their favorite anime with the world, even though they don't fucking realize that everyone fucking hates this behavior.
Yeah, good for you for reading the manga. You're not special.
Well, they want to be. They want to be. The one thing I want to say about this is that I'm worried about the fact that it's only 12 episodes. The first season was 25, and it got like to chapter 25 as a result, which so is almost like on par. And I don't know how far this can get, and I'm not sure if it's going to end in the middle of the arc. I can't remember because I haven't read it for a while. I know a lot of people complaining about the fact that which studio didn't make this a two-core, and they were blaming like other shows on this, which was pretty like retarded. But again, I guess it speaks like they were blaming other shows that which studio was choosing to work on in the future. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I really do think that the reason why this was only 2-core, or only 1-core, I think they initially planned to make it 2-core, but then they realized that it was taking too long, so they said, okay, let's do something else in the meantime, and they made Cabanera the Iron Fortress to kind of give people an appetizer, and so that they'd have a second series that they could just fall back onto if they're going to take 4 years to make Attack on Titan all the time.
Yeah, but then Cabanera was original too, so...
Yeah. But then Cabaneri ended up taking a while, and I think they accidentally delayed Attack on Titan as a result. I think what's going to happen now is that just every other year, we'll get Attack on Titan this year, and then probably again in 2019, because Cabaneri is already announced for a second season in 2018.
For some reason.
So I think every year they'll just alternate, which I'm fine with that. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, it's just that a lot of people, like, again, who are really big fans of this don't really know much about the anime industry, and they start to make comments that are very narrow-minded, and that's just a little bit annoying for me, because I feel like that's just misplaced anger.
I think Wit came out and said that there's just not enough people to work on it.
Yeah, I mean, animation is hard. Animation industry in Japan sucks.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt about that.
I have no idea how the fuck this industry even is alive.
Yeah, jeez, if I was part of it, I would quit.
The more I learn about it, the less sense it makes.
Yeah. Actually, I wonder if they might have been able to actually make the second season faster if they didn't make recap movies. Because I remember they came out with 2 recap movies.
Yeah, probably.
For Attack on Titan.
And Cabaneri.
I hate that. What's the point of recap movies, really?
I understand people getting disappointed that this is only one cour after we had to wait 4 years. But I'm just going to say, prediction here, hot take. In 2019, when we get season 3, you're not going to be complaining about that.
Yeah. Well, if we're still watching anime in 2019, that's
before the industry crashes because everyone hates it.
It's completely unsustainable. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just looking forward to what's gonna come next. Hopefully, it gets hype. Hopefully, it gets to the episode that the chapter that I want to see animated. Back when I first got really hyped into the series, because I was a big fanboy when I first started watching, because it was my first anime, so I was casual scrub.
I am interested because I remember I kind of complained about the key visual when the new one came out, because I'm just like, oh, it's just a generic like action poster with all the characters on it, and Aaron's just kind of making this pose. But then a manga reader came out and said like, oh, hang on, that pose he's making is like really important.
Wait, it is?
Explain.
I feel spoiled now. Thanks, manga readers.
Ruined the podcast. But that person was actually very nice. I don't know, I forgot the name of it, but whoever explained that to me and showed me the comparison in the manga. Thank you for that. It was very useful, and I got kind of hyped.
Well, yeah, let's get hype. I don't. But the one thing I want to say before we move on is I don't agree with this Mal rating. I hate the fact that this does better than some of my favorite shows.
I just
never happen.
ignore Mal in general.
Yeah.
I mean, that was to be expected. The first season has a good rating, and this is a sequel, so.
Yeah, it's to be expected.
If anything, this is kind of low.
Probably, yeah. I think the first one was 8.8, I want to say. Yeah, no, it was actually 8.52, so it's higher than the first season.
Yeah, it'll eventually settle down, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right.
So yeah, that's about it for all the shows for spring. Worst season ever, guys.
Yep.
Literally nothing to watch.
I legitimately dislike this season. They were like, I do love Tyrant. I love Suka. Attack on Titan and Boku no Hero are both good. After that, it's just there's this pretty massive drop off.
Okay. Yeah. So before we end off, let's do a quick lightning round. Let's get our favorites out of the way. So favorite OP/ED. Wilson, go.
I don't watch OPs and EDs.
I agree with you actually. That's fine. I'm also the
this
same.
is a great category.
Yeah, the only one I've seen is Eromanga-sensei's ED, and I guess she's cute and she's washing her clothes. So
yeah, she does the little dance.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's now
posted over and over again.
Okay, hot take. Okay, I'm gonna get banned from our anime right here. I'm gonna do it. Sagiri is not cute. I just said it.
Woo!
Oh my god! Actually, that pisses me off when people post something from the episode the same day it airs, and then it gets uploaded to the top. Come on, guys, just watch the fucking episode. You don't have, or just wait half a day before doing it, because it's gonna get uploaded by people who watch the episode. It's really annoying.
Welcome to our anime podcast where we just shit on our anime.
well, what else would you expect?
My favorite opening, I guess, is Recreators opening. It's Sawana and stuff. It's really epic and it's nice to hear. And I also like Bahamut's opening as well, because it's so metallic, I guess. And speaking of endings, it's actually for the show we haven't discussed. It's Alice to Zoroku. And the ending here is performed by the same artist who sang in such endings as Flip Flappers and Jinrui, which is great.
My favorite OPs are for... I'm going to look at my list. There's not a whole lot. My favorite OP is Suka, as usual. And also Love Tyrant, as usual. And also Hinako Note has a good OP.
Ooh.
I like that. Favorite ED, I don't really like any EDs from this season except Attack on Titan, just because it's so fucking weird.
Yeah, I get that. So I don't like any OPs and EDs. I skip most of them. I don't even like the Attack on Titan OP this season. I don't get how people can say it grows on you, because I thought the first one was insanely good. The second one was okay. Third one's shit, in my opinion.
It's okay.
So
People give them too much credit. I agree with that.
God, yeah. So whatever. Just gotta skip them OPs. Save those two minutes, and those 2 minutes can be used for better things, like not watching anime.
Hey,
Ooh.
getting into those discussion threads faster.
Yeah, and hating yourself in our anime faster. Oh, I just want to do that.
Get that common karma, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So favorite characters this season. Wilson, go.
I like Aoi 2.0 in Sakura Quest. Yoshino, she's great. I have a feeling she's gonna have more development. And I like main girl character of Tsugomomo, Kiriha, who's again, like I said, a mixture of Satania and Shinobu somehow.
Ooh, yeah. Kavrik.
I actually agree, and Yoshino is also my favorite character from the season. If we do not count Megumi, and I guess we do not count her.
Okay. Mazala, what do you think?
Alright, my favorite characters are Guli from Love Tyrant and also the 2 main characters from Suka, both Cathali and Willem.
Okay. My favorite character is probably the main girl from Bahamut. I like her a lot. She's fun. She's ginky. So that's always nice. And finally, your favorite moment so far this season. Wilson, go.
I'm probably gonna steal this from Mozilla. I'm very sorry, but the whole Scarborough Fair montage is to die for. It's great.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, that was a good one. Kavrik, go.
I believe it's still that moment in Recreators where the magical girl destroys everything.
Oh God, could you imagine if she had to pay for all that? She'd just be crying, trying to take money out of her wallet. Like, is this enough?
She'll just use magic.
Her creator could just write her money, and then she'd be good.
Oh, she's gonna turn into a terrible person, just like begging, asking her. She's gonna get corrupted, man. She's gonna be like, "Hey, creator, just write me a check for some money." She's gonna drop out of school. She's gonna be hang with the wrong crowd. She's gonna use her power. You have started her on a slippery slope, my friend.
Hey.
It is over for her.
I love it.
Okay, Fennekin.
Yeah, I agree. Scarborough Fair from Suka, best moment. And also, I'll throw in another one. I just had it on the tip of my tongue and I just completely forgot it. Oh, the ending of the first episode of the second season of Attack on Titan. The last scene.
Yeah, that was when
I was like, okay, all right, Attack on Titan's back, guys. They're not fucking around this time.
Yeah. Actually, for me, it'd probably be that rape moment from the Bal Harem show. Surprisingly enough, as weird of a choice that is, I thought that was a really surprising moment, really interesting. I was like, wait, what the fuck? They're actually going through with it? The main character is like, wants to ignore it?
I was
He did that, he ignored it for like 2 seconds. And
Yeah,
was like,
for comedic value. But I remember reading the manga, and the break was so quick. I was just like, oh god. Am I reading a dojin here? Is she mind broken already? Jesus.
Oh, we have to answer speaking of that, we have to answer the best question of all time. Which anime has the most dojin potential?
That's a good point. I still say it's the Bal Harem show. That's probably the only one I can think. Oh, actually, there's some fan art of Recreators where like the girl like looked up her own name and she saw that people were drawing like
I've seen that.
That was great.
That's great.
Oh my! I want to see like a spin-off where they just go to like the comic market or the big event, and they just see like their dojins on sale, and they start reading through them like, oh my god!
10 out of 10 for realism.
Fantastic.
Oh man. Oh yeah, but this season, man, just a bundle of fun. Fantastic. I think that about wraps it up. Actually, anything you guys want to say? Closing thoughts? Something we forgot mention? Do you want to shit on someone? Go ahead. Anything?
I just want to mention that my top 3 shows so far. Probably Sakura Quest, Kado, and Bahamut second season.
I can understand that. Wilson, actually, yeah. Why don't you, the rest of you guys, actually give your top 3? Wilson.
Probably Suka, Boku no Hero, and Sakura Quest.
Okay. What about you, Mozilla?
Number 3 is Attack on Titan. Number 2, this is temporary. I expect this to change, but number 2 is going to be Suka, and number 1 is Love Tyrant.
Okay. As for me, I think number 3 would have to be the battle harem, as shitty as that is.
Ooh.
It's like something to watch. Number 2 would be Recreators. Number 1 would be wait, did I mix that up? Oh wait, no, number 1 is Bahamut. Honorable mention Sakura Quest though. I do like it. It's just that if I have to give the top 3, those would be what they are. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, worst season ever, guys. Just stop watching anime. It was a mistake. You know, it's just why even bother?
Lol memes.
It's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
Because after seeing Eromanga-sensei, I'm pretty sure I'm on a list.
We're all, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's it. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Do-do-do.
Bye-bye.